Okay, so welcome to the video on how to process ride reports that get submitted by the ride leaders throughout the month. You can see I'm logged into the website, and typically on Submit Ride Report is if a leader leads a ride, they will fill in the various fields that I'm showing here, and they will click on Submit to submit their ride report. And the Club Express system has a way of capturing that data using ad hoc forms. However, it has no way to automate and update the membership database with the appropriate ride leader and if an individual swept the ride of the count of the rides that were led. So I'm going to review in multiple videos today on how to do that. So the first thing to do, and like I said, I usually do this on a monthly basis. It could be done on a weekly basis. It could be done on a daily basis. I don't think we want to let it go longer than a month though, because typically you can see 85 to over 100 rides in a particular month. So, but the first thing to do is when you log in, you want to go up here under Control Panel and click on Control Panel and go to the Communications tab, and you'll see this Ad Hoc Forms. So we want to go into the Ad Hoc Forms and do a search, and you'll see ride reports for 2020. Next year there'll be a ride reports for 2021. And what you want to do is you want to go into there's responses, and then there's also reports. So the first thing I like to do is I like to grab a report of all the rides that have not been processed. And so we'll go under, I like the formatted responses, and I'll click next. And PDF is fine, and I'll run the report. And you will see a report of all the responses that have not been processed yet. You can see some of the ride dates were November 10th, and this is in alphabetical order by last name is the format of this. So that's the first thing I do. And then what I like to do is I like to download this particular report. So I'll click on my download button and I'll give it a name. I believe the rides that still need to be processed are somewhere between November 10th, I believe, and the end of the month. But we'll confirm that when we go into the ad hoc responses. So for right now, I'm going to just save this as rides led and swept from November 10th through November 30th, 2020. And we'll save that. So that's downloaded now to my computer. And we'll go back to the ad hoc form manager and we'll take a quick look at the responses. So if I go into the responses, you'll see the green means that I've already processed the response. So if we scroll all the way to the end, you'll see responses that are in the red. So there's rides that have been submitted from November 6th all the way through November 29th. Due to COVID, we've stopped the rides. So you can see that the rides have stopped. Alicia probably had a ride. I would imagine that was done before pre-COVID, before we stopped the rides, and she submitted on the 29th. So I'm not going to worry about that. There is a quick way to filter these. So if I change the status from any to submitted, I would just get the ones that are in red that I need to process. So the ones that are in red are to be processed, and we're going to go through that procedure in these series of videos. So we've downloaded the report. We know the submitted dates are November 6th through the 29th. Those are the dates submitted. Those are not the dates that are rides led. They usually occur after the rides led date. Although we do have the date of the content in the report as well. So, but I just usually go off the submitted date. And what we want to do is we want to upload that to the documents folder. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to change That went to my downloads folder, and I'm going to change the actual name of the report now that I know the dates, and I'm going to say it's November 6th through, I'll just do the end of the month, November 30th, and we'll change that. And then next thing to do is we'll go into the documents library. So go back to control panel, and the documents library can be found under website, document library. And in the document library under ride information, you'll see our ride reports. And we have it broken down by ride reports 2019 and 2020. And I'm going to go into the 2020. And you'll see all the ride reports that I've posted there throughout the year. And actually, we'll do November 2nd because I want to keep it consecutive. So we'll say November 2nd through November 30th. So we're going to add this document. And I can give it a title here. So I'm going to call that Rides Led from November 2nd, 2020 through November 30th, 2020. And the visibility is members only. And then we'll select the document from my downloads folder. And we'll upload that. So now if you would want to come into the ride information and go to ride reports, you could come in and go into the ride reports 2020, and you'll see the rides led from November 2nd through November 30th, and you can click on that to download. And you can see here's the PDF file that we just created that is now posted out there. So that's how I post the ride reports. We haven't processed anything yet. We've just grabbed the report, and we want to do that before we process them, because once we process them, they will not show up in this report. So that concludes the first step in processing the ad hoc, the submitted ride reports, and we'll pick up with video number 2. I'll do a second video here, and we'll start processing these ride reports. Thank you.